Let's see. Yep. Looks like we're live. Let's unplug here. Just trying to get a little battery juice. Just figured I'd share what I'm doing here tonight. We are getting the step put back in. It is dark, as you guys can see. We got a little bit of light from the van, but I keep knocking that little water bottle off of there. Need to put it somewhere, but everything's a mess right now. Let's just shove it in there. I just wanted to share what we're doing tonight. Trying to get things put back together. Pretty much had to tear the entire van apart to get these batteries in here. But I built it that way for security reasons. If somebody was, so word to the wise, if you're doing something like this, it might be a good idea to do the same. So right there's where our stove goes, and that's our wiring that goes to the stove. Pretty much just got the high voltage back in place. We had to pull this wall apart here so we could step, because it's built up underneath the wall basically. So we've got this wall put back together, got the panel installed back in, got the plug put it back in. They're saying our GFI, because it's been buried under here. I've got it up on its side right now, but I've tucked that down in here. And if you guys can see the seam right here in the middle, I think you can see it on the lower half there for sure. It's two separate hatches basically, so you can access down underneath. So I put a little air compressor down inside there, so we've got onboard air. That's right behind the freezer. We've got the chest freezer that's going to sit here, or does sit there rather, and I put a little miniature air compressor in between. And then in the back I just got some storage bins where I kind of organized some things in there. So just kind of sharing with you guys what I'm doing today. We're just trying to get things put back together. I need to get back up to the windshield place. We had a new windshield put in the van the other day, and they needed to step it up, van. What's happening, brother? Yeah, I had a windshield put in the other day in the van, and it just had a little baby scratch in it. He wanted to give me a $20 discount, and I just kind of laughed at that. And then he went to 40, which kind of pissed me off, because it's like, if you're going to give me a $40 discount, then give me the 40 up front. Now are we kind of bartering on a discount here? So just, the second remark with the 40, after slapping me in the face with a $20 discount on a brand new windshield, you're going to offer me a $20 discount because it's got a scratch in the windshield. So he offered me 40, but shit, I think I paid $3. It was $3 for the windshield, and then I want to say, tax and stuff, $3.20 or something. And then they said there was some rust around the edges, so they wanted to repair that, or they couldn't promise that it wouldn't leak, which was a crock of shit. So they hit me for another $25 on that. So I think I ended up getting out of there. It was about $350 or so. And then before I even get out the parking lot, I look and I'm like, that's a little scratch. So, I wet my fingertip and tried to pour it, but sometimes you got to stick up for shit in this world today. So I said, if I go home and come back, or call or something, then they'll try to say, well, you scratched the windshield. So before I even got out the parking lot, I threw it in reverse and went right back in there. So I forget the word that he used, but basically when they ship the windshields, they put kind of rubber in between them and strap them down. So I said, well, it's a scratch. No, no, it's not a scratch. It'll buff right out. So like, okay, we'll just buff it out and I'll be happy. So they tried to buff it out and it wouldn't buff it out. So you tell me, if it wouldn't buff out, then what the hell is it? It's a scratch, right? So long story short, I need to go back up and have the windshield replaced again. He had to order another one. So, things like that happen, but it just always sucks the customer has to come back up there. I'm the one that's got to spend gas money or diesel money in this circumstance in the van to drive back up there. And it's about probably 40 miles away. So, probably $40 in fuel, go up there and come back damn near. So, yeah, a little bit, but need to get the van back again. Our panel, the electrical's all looking good. Is dead in here, but we'll figure that part out. But pretty much we're pretty good to go. I put this, where's that little guy? There it is. So what I did, guys, with this is put this little piece of plywood up in here. Got to figure out the combination. I'm just going to use the same screw holes because none of that actually moved. And like this side here, as you can see, and the stove just sits right on top of that. Is what I did, right on this little ridge that hangs over here. So the plywood just slides right in there and the plywood sits right down on top of that. Or that sits right on top of the plywood, rather. So that gets our stove back in place. Ended up had to get that out of there to get it out. I was able to, leave this guy alone. But that's just kind of a little spacer in between the stove and the countertop. So the countertop comes down and sits on top of this once, this goes back in. So that kind of sandwiches the stove in place, keeps it in place, and adds a little space for the countertop to swing down on top of. I just got a little spoon up there holding on to the countertop for now. I never did figure out a way to put a lock up there. I need to figure out something. But that's about where we are. We've got our propane line there on the left and the back. And just kind of a bunch of stuff we kind of snuck through there. That red bundle of wires there, that's where our LED lighting in the stove. So it's just a 12-volt tap in there. So no huge ordeal on that. Just tapped into a couple wires on the back of the stove there. You guys can see those two right there, the black and white, hanging off the back. So we're going to put the stove back in probably tonight. I don't have a tripod. I did have one, and I could have swore I took it on the trip with me, and I've pretty much unpacked most of the stuff in the van and did not come across it. So I don't know if I lost that on the trip or if it never made it in the van. But the good news is I ordered another one, and it should be here in another week or so. And, we can do some things like this. And I'll set you guys up on the tripod while I'm working. And, there's probably not too many of you interested in something like that, but who the hell knows? Maybe, you guys can ask questions as I'm doing things and get you guys a little bit more with the build. So, I think that's about it. I was going to do part two. Well, actually, I did a part two. A few of you, I think, caught it live on the lithium. So I ended up getting, I think it was about 4.5, almost 5 hours out of the AC unit. running on just the batteries without the solar at all. Versus the AGM batteries, I was only getting about 1 hour. So huge difference, guys. It's like 5 times the power. And I'm going to say I ran it almost 5 times the length and time, but who knows how long it really truly would have went. I was down to 12.9 on the voltage. So I do believe they start dropping off pretty rapidly after 12.8-ish. So, they may have lasted another hour. They may have lasted another 4 or 5, excuse me, another 4 or 5 hours. Who the hell knows? But I do want to add, I didn't have any solar hooked up to the batteries. It was just a straight test of, how long the AC would run on high with no solar coming into the van and with the rooftop AC wide open. So it's just a test to see how well these lithium batteries are going to do. And to me, that's just going to be a huge game changer. I don't even think I'll even run a generator or take a generator with me on the next trip. I don't see a purpose for it other than maybe just an emergency. If something was to go wrong, I guess it would be nice to have generator backup. But other than that, it's, you know, a guy doesn't really need it. If I'm just leaving, a couple few hours from the house or something, not, 1,000 miles away from the home front like I did on the last trip for 3 months. If I'm just driving, over to, let's say, Northern California, and let's 4 or 5 hours away, that's something, well, what the hell? I can just run home on the weekend, order a part or something on the internet, and I can have it shipped to the house, run home on the weekend or something to go pick up a part. That was really the biggest problem I seen personally with being on the road was just mail. If you're boondocking, it's great. You can save a lot of money that way. But who the hell wants to boondock with no way of ordering anything on Amazon? If you have troubles or something and you need a part, let's face it, this world just doesn't have parts like it used to anymore. So you're kind of screwed on that aspect. So, all right, guys, we're going to end it right there. Just wanted to share what I was doing today, getting the batteries put back into place. We're going to go get a new windshield put in. I do plan on running over to Northern California probably in the next couple weeks. So that'll be our next trip. Missed it. Well, what's happening, Sasquatch? Oh, you didn't miss much, buddy. I was just explaining, getting everything put back together. We had to rebuild the van, basically, because we got the batteries in there. So I kind of built the van around the batteries for theft purposes. If somebody was to break in here, it would take, a good little while to get those batteries out of here because I pretty much built the van around the batteries. GFI we got in the wall, back in the wall, got the heater vent put back into play. Cap for you, allow the stove to sit on top of that is what I came up with, that piece that I've got lifted, and ended up breaking the other piece trying to get it out of there, which is right here on the countertop. So I don't know if I'm going to be able to salvage this or not. No big deal, just cut another one if I have to. But that sits on top. Once the stove sets on that lip, we screw that on top so the countertop will swing down and sit on top of that and hold the weight. Keep the countertop weight off of this glass. We don't want much weight on that for sure. So plywood slips under here. That little small piece sets on top of this, and then our countertop swings back down. So just putting everything back together, and that's pretty much it. I'm going to have a windshield put in. Actually, I already had the windshield put in, but it had a little scratch in the windshield, and I paid for a new windshield. So I got to go back up there. They were going to give me a few bucks off, and just didn't like that idea of paying money for a brand new windshield and having a scratch in the damn windshield. So, hey, boondocking with Boomer. What's up, brother? Welcome to the channel. Yeah, you're coming to the States, which is super cool. I hope you make it over here to northern Nevada. Some pretty cool sights to see around here. Hit me up if you do. I don't know if you remember. You're old enough to remember. They used to take a horse ride from Lake Tahoe down to Virginia City. So those are in my parts, my neck of the woods. I'm doing pretty good, Boomer. Can't complain, buddy. An RV spot for the last month of the 3 months, and was able to hook up to grid power, which was nice. And it was $540 a month. So I don't know. It wasn't too terribly bad, but when you're paying for the home front too, it makes it a little tough. But it all worked out. $540 is what it cost me for 3 months. It did cost me for a couple generators, which was a huge hassle. I was having more problems with the generators than the van. But we got through it. I bought a couple of those little suitcase generators. They were like $650 plus tax, and it was like $80 for the jumper to daisy chain them together. So all said and done, it's about $1,500 out the store. So that really kind of sucked. $1,500 kicking in the head there. So that's pretty much. Sasquatch is buffering. I hope it's not me buffering, buddy. I'm in the van. But yeah, $1,500 truly kind of sucked with the generator ordeal. But that's the reason when I got back to the home front, very first thing I did was upgrade these batteries to lithium. And the test the other night, Sasquatch caught the live, and wow, what a difference. I mean, we had almost 5 hours of my rooftop AC going, and the AGM batteries would only run it for about an hour. So truly would have ran the AC, I have no idea. But I didn't have any solar coming in at all. I disconnected the solar. So truly night and day difference, a life-changing situation going lithium versus AGM. So definitely will make the next trip a lot easier. So as I was saying, we're going to do a trip over to Northern California probably here in the next couple weeks. Just kind of coming back to the home front, kind of redoing some things, doing some rebuilding. We redid some suspension stuff to take some sag out of the van. We also replaced the batteries. Trying to think of a couple few other things that I'm working on. Some louvers for the side windows, just to kind of help keep the sun out and stuff. I don't know. Small, what's up, buddy? How's it going? I call you Sam. Just easier to type in the chats. What's happening, brother? I was just getting ready to wrap it up. So I think everybody bailed out. I think you're the only one in here now. But just showing everybody. I was getting the van put back together pretty much. I got to get that stove put back into place. And had to rebuild the stove here. Or rebuild everything around the stove, I should say. We got the lithium battery upgrade in here now. So this is where my lithium battery set underneath this step. So had to reconfigure. Just sharing what I was doing, getting everything put back together. So we're going to end it there, guys. We will catch you on the flip side. So the next video, probably my ribs I'm going to do. I was going to share a recipe doing the ribs. I do them a special way that's super easy. Anybody can do it, and you will definitely love them. I use a crock pot and a barbecue. So hope you guys look forward to that. I know Nina was doing some ribs tonight. So that was super cool. But man, all she was putting into them. And I can guarantee you my recipe is maybe a tenth of that work. And the meat just falls off the bone. So you'll definitely like this recipe. It's super easy. And, you can pick your own barbecue sauce or pretty much anything you want to do with them. But it's just mainly the technique. So we'll share that with you guys probably next weekend or maybe before. And I'm thinking maybe another week or two at the most. Probably going to take Lola on a trip with me over to California. I ordered her a kennel for the van last night. Yeah, last night. So I plan on taking her with me. So we're going to take her for a nice little, and then we'll head back over the hill over to northern Nevada. Who the hell knows? We might get lost over there. Won't be living out of a van. Extremely tough. But a nice little trip over there. Pretty much don't have to be back to home front in no time, certain time or anything. So things will be super cool to just kind of sightsee and share some things with you guys. Post some shorts. And there's a couple things that I haven't done. I've been in northern Nevada damn near 25 years. And there's a huge swap meet over there towards Roseville. I want to go there, and I want to go check out Akias, which is in Sacramento. I've never been into an Akias before in my life. So they do van builds, they buy a lot of stuff out of there in Akias. So I want to check that out as well. Run into this and maybe run. I will take you guys on those journeys as well. I don't know about Akias, how they'll feel about that, but definitely the swap meet. We'll catch some coverage there. I'll probably go live and we'll walk around and check that place out. It's supposed to be super huge, so we'll definitely do that while we're over the hill over there. So we'll document the trip over and back. I'll take care of the little bit of business I got to take. Uncle Buster, I'd like to meet up with those guys. So be cool to meet some of you guys over there in NorCal while I'm over the hill. So we'll see you next weekend or sometime this week. I'll do them for dinner, Simone. It will be super easy, buddy. You will definitely want to try this recipe out. So, all right, guys. Till next time, I got to get this stove put back into that hole tonight. So, a little busy. I'll probably head over to Steve's and just kind of lurk a little bit. Put the speaker on Bluetooth and just kind of listen to what's happening over there. I think he's supposed to be going live here shortly. So, till next time. We'll catch you guys on the flip side. Peace. Like and subscribe. Appreciate you.